Hello, Crafty Budgeters. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Brittany. On this channel, we are working to craft a budget and a lifestyle to become debt-free. Before I even get started, I have to give a shout out to all of y'all. Y'all have been showing up and showing out with the outpouring of love and support. You are showing me with your likes, comments, subscriptions to this channel. It has just been overwhelmingly amazing. And I just want to thank you, thank you, thank you. It's just a dream come true seeing the love that I have for sharing our budgets and sharing our journey of becoming debt-free with all of you. And it seems like you're enjoying the content that I'm creating. So I just want to say thank you again for subscribing. And if you are new here, join the Crafty Budgeter family where we're going to be doing budget with me, doing weekly check-ins, cash stuffing, sinking funds, pretty much everything to help pay off our six-figure debt, and we want to bring you along with us. So again, thank you, and let's get started. So today we are going to be doing our weekly check-in for the third paycheck of February, looking to see how we spent in our categories, and then working on our last paycheck of February. Can you believe that February is already over? Like, where did the month go? It flew by. But March is approaching. We have some fun and exciting things happening in March with the channel and some content that I'm going to be sharing with all of you. So here we go. All right. So you know, typically when I do our check-ins, we first just do a quick look at our monthly spread, seeing how we did for the week, and I calculate weeks from the Friday to the Thursday of the week, and there's not a lot going on compared to the first 2 weeks of February. We're trying to, like I said, cut back on our spending in different areas, being very intentional with our money and knowing where it's going. So far it's not too bad, a little bit more than last week. So we'll dive a little bit deeper into our check-in to see how our categories, which I have here on the side, did for last week. So let me turn the page and get to our weekly check-in. All right, so let me zoom you in. All right, so now let's talk about our categories for the days of February 19th through February 25th. So for our groceries, we allotted $125 for our groceries, and if you are new to this channel, I've been really trying to cut back on our spending for groceries, especially just over the full month, because that's an area that we usually struggle on. And unfortunately, we didn't do that well this week. We didn't go overboard, but we overspent a little bit. So we budgeted for $125, and this past week we spent $129.66. So not horrible, but I would have loved to stay within the goal. That's all right. Sometimes that happens. Y'all already know what I'm going to say. It is what it is. We're going to keep it moving. So we are over $4.66. For our personal, I only spent $5, so not bad. Again, you know that this is an area that I'm really working on, because that overspending in the beginning of the weeks for my personal category was a little bit much. So we have $5 remaining, and this $5 was actually spent on Etsy. I wanted to get some new themes for our March printables, so definitely stay tuned so you can see the March budget with me. So we have $5 remaining for that category. For gas, and this is one that I was so close to not spending anything, but on Thursday, as I was taking my son to the grandparents' house, it was time. We won't say that it was on me, but it was definitely time to get gas, and I couldn't wait one more day, so we had to spend some money. So we spent $34.35, which leaves 65 cents remaining. For eating out, this is a good week that we had last week. We didn't spend anything, so $0 spent for eating out. We used a gift card that our aunt gave us for Christmas to the Cheesecake Factory, so shout out to our aunt for doing that. Cheesecake Factory was delicious, and we didn't have to spend any money, so that makes it so much better. So we have $50 remaining for eating out, and then miscellaneous, since I was over for the groceries, I took $5 from my miscellaneous. Typically, it's not something that I want to do every time. I really want to stick with the categories that the money that I have in each category, and not move money over. But in this case, since it was just a little bit of money that I was short for the groceries, I took it out of the miscellaneous category. So that's $5, and we have $20 remaining. So not horrible. It's not horrible, but you'll see we did a little bit of overspending in the grocery area for this past week. Okay, so let's quickly just go over this so we can move on to our February paycheck number 4. Everything was pretty much the same, a little bit over in our electric bill, and this is just the extra money when you pay with your credit card that comes out. It's not that it was this amount to begin with, but when you use your credit card online for the online payment, it like adds $1 or $2. So that's what it came to. Everything else stayed the same. You'll see I'm just a little bit over just because of that difference. And then on this side, everything pretty much was the same for our bills. I knew what was coming out there. You'll see the remaining balances that I had that I spent. No, that's not it. You'll see what I spent for those categories that we just went over, and then our buffer. So I like to have $150 in a buffer in our account just for random expenses that I didn't know that came out. And so this week, it was our Easy Pass, which I think I'm going to put a little bit money aside in a sinking fund, and that way I can just throw money to our Easy Pass account. So it's not like money is going to be taken out whenever our account is low. My son had to get a haircut, so that was taken out that I didn't account for. There were some Wawa and Amazon purchases from my husband, so we had to have a little chat. Like, you have your own personal money, like use that for your little things that you want to buy. Don't be going into our account using our buffer money, because this buffer money, whatever is left over, I move it to our debt snowball. So as much money as I can keep in the account, that we're not having these like random expenses coming out. Again, sometimes it is what it is, and just expenses come out that we just don't know about. But those expenses that like we are doing on our own, we need to cut back on. So you'll see that for our snowball, I added $36.65, which was what was left over from our buffer. Our Fed loan remained the same, the amount that we put in, the same for our envelopes. Our sinking funds was $100, and then based on our cash envelopes, whatever money is left over, I roll it over to our emergency fund, so that was $75. So you see that after we added everything up, it was a zero budget, which is great. So now let's go into our paycheck number 4. Like always, I'm going to write it out first, and then I will come back and we'll discuss. This is the paycheck breakdown for the 4th paycheck of February. If you are new here, the starting balance is always what is left over after I've taken out our mortgage and ties. I don't share that on our channel, as well as I don't share what our actual salaries are, but I do want to just show you after those two things are accounted for, what we are actually starting with. And this paycheck at the end of the month is always a little bit tight because not only is our full mortgage taken out, but many of our fixed expenses are taken out as well that have some of the higher payments. So you'll see that it's going to be a little bit tight when we get down to our variable expenses and the plan for our debt and sinking funds. So let's just walk through it really fast. So you'll see our phones, $188.84, our cable, $263.61, my student loan for AES, $469.50. Every time I see this amount, it just irks my soul. Like, that is so much money. Almost $500 going to just a minimum payment. And the minimum payment is not even touching, like, it's going to interest. Ugh. And this is why we are on the debt-free journey, because I am trying to be done with paying these bills. Like, it's just crazy. All right, here we go, back on track. I get a little bit heated because just the number just pisses me off. But anyway, moving on, our life insurance is $139.19. For our Apple and Canva, you'll see $15.89 and $13.77, and that will give us a total of $1,090.80. So I subtract the starting balance from the total for our fixed expenses, which gives us the remaining of $608.34. Then when we go over to our variable expenses, so the expenses that sometimes fluctuate in what the amount will be, our heat is $254.19. And I must say that I'm actually kind of excited, or I don't even say excited, but happy that it's not as high as I accounted for in the beginning. We have oil heat, and if anyone has oil heat, y'all know in the winter time, the bills are ridiculous. Eventually, we want to transfer it over so we don't have oil heat, but for right now, that's what we have to deal with, and I'm just happy that it's not as high as I thought it was going to be. Our groceries, $150. Eating out is $35. For gas, since I just filled up on Thursday, I won't need to get any gas this week, so I'm not even going to be budgeting anything. Again, trying to make sure our budget is really tight since I know some of our expenses are pretty high this week. Personal is only getting $10. Friends, we're sticking with the 10. We'll see what happens in March. We'll see if I'll raise it to my normal amount, but $10 has been doing good so far. Miscellaneous, I didn't give myself anything. I haven't been using it so far the past couple of weeks. So again, to really help us cut back on some of our categories to keep us in the budget, I took that out. And you'll notice that our buffer, instead of the normal $150 that I like to give, is only $100, just to make sure we have enough to do everything we want to do. So all of these expenses total $549.19, which only leaves us, and the reason why I'm laughing, because typically I have like so much more left over in the remaining, it only leaves us $59.15. I told you it was gonna be tight this week. So I still want to do our 100 envelope challenge, and it's just looking like I'm gonna have to be picking the numbers. My like randomly picking a high and low number isn't gonna work. So I've just determined that I'll just pick the number that works for us, and that's totally fine. Doing these challenges, doing these budgets and figuring out your spending and how you want to budget your money, it's all giving you the ability to be flexible and making budgeting your own. It's your own personal budgeting journey, so make it how you want it to fit the needs of your budget and expenses. I did want to put a little bit into the debt snowball, so only $6.15, which I'm kind of sad because I don't think I'm going to reach my goal for the month to put at least $2,000 into the debt snowball for the month, but I did reach my standard $1,000 goal, so that's still fine. Maybe we'll still have some left over for the buffer that I can roll over to debt snowball at the end of the month. And then I added this emergency fund just so that way when we roll over the money, if we have anything left over from our cash envelopes, I can put it here. So this amounts to $59.15, which will give us a zero-based budget. For those of you that are new here, we are a zero-based budget family. I like to know where every ounce, well, it's not ounce, but every penny of our monies that we get, I like to know where it goes. So that is how we will be doing this paycheck. So let's see how we do. I'm a little nervous because typically I have a little bit more wiggle room, but maybe doing this budget and seeing again where all of the money is going and just being very intentional with how we spend our money, especially for those variable expenses with our cash envelopes, will keep us in budget. So that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed learning how we did last week, seeing how I budget for our paychecks on a weekly basis. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the Crafty Budgeter. I would love to have you a part of the Crafty Budgeter family. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you. Bye-bye.